Introducing, in the blue corner, the challenger, the three-time heavyweight champion of the world, fighting out of Louisville, Kentucky, weighing 217 and 1/2 pounds, introducing Muhammad Ali.
2 years before that clip, in June of 1979, Muhammad Ali announced his retirement from boxing. He had amassed a 56-3 career record, won multiple world heavyweight championships, and the year before had beaten Leon Spinks to become the first 3-time heavyweight champion in history. He was widely considered to be the greatest boxer who ever lived, so it was a bit of a surprise when he came out of retirement a couple years later and took a fight against undefeated WBC champion Larry Holmes, who was also a longtime sparring partner of Ali's. Many agreed it was not a good idea. By the time they would square off in Vegas, it had been more than 2 years since Ali had been in the ring. Ali was 38 years old and had even had to undergo an examination at the Mayo Clinic before being granted a license by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, an exam that would later become public and include details of tingling in his hands and slurred speech. 2 billion people around the world watched, and Ali fans suffered as Holmes dominated Ali. Scheduled for 15 rounds, the fight only went 10. Many would later question why it went that many before Ali's trainer, Angelo Dundee, stopped the fight. Most would agree that Ali got pummeled that night, but he never hit the canvas. And older Mike Tyson would later say this about the fight.
Even he was getting beat up every round, getting the shit kicked out of him by Larry Holmes. And it's a champ, no, come on out, let me out, come on out. They wouldn't stop. He would have to stay up there and take the beating like a man. He wouldn't quit. In a way, I respect the guy like that so much. I have so much admiration for a guy like that so much, but it's just not right to do that way as a human being. Just say it's over. I'll come back and fight another day else. You got me.
As Ali is taking his punishment in the ring, a young 14-year-old Mike Tyson is in New York watching the fight on TV with legendary trainer and Tyson's de facto father figure, Cus D'amato. Tyson idolized Ali, and he and D'amato had driven to Albany to watch on a closed circuit an hour from where they lived. As they watched, they were devastated with what they saw. Tyson would later say, quote, "I was offended by how bad he beat up Ali. When we drove home to Catskill, about an hour from Albany, nobody in the car said a word. We were all so upset." The next morning, D'amato was on the phone with Ali. During the conversation, he said, "I have this young kid who's going to be the heavyweight champion someday, and I want you to talk to him." Tyson got on the phone and made him a promise. At the age of 14, he said, "When I grow up, I'm going to fight Holmes, and I'm going to get him back for you." Fast forward a little over 7 years later, and it's like history repeated itself. Tyson was the heavyweight champion of the world, the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, having won his first title at the age of 20. Holmes was 38, 2 years out of the sport, when he came out of retirement and took a massive payday to fight Tyson at Trump Plaza in Atlantic City. Ali was there ringside. Before the fight, he was introduced to the crowd and shook hands with both men. But for Tyson, he had something special. He whispered in his ear, "Remember what you said, get him for me." Holmes had difficulty keeping up with the younger, faster, and stronger Tyson, who dominated the fight. In the fourth round, Tyson would continue to hammer Holmes with powerful combinations, until finally delivering the final blow with 7 seconds left in the round, a right hook that dropped Holmes for the third time, after which the referee stopped the fight and awarded Tyson the victory by technical knockout.
Tyson knows he has him in trouble. It's just a matter of time. Larry will not survive this round. He's trying to fight back with everything he has. He's trying desperately, but this is not the same age man that was able to do it against Ronaldo Snipes. He goes with a big right hand, the left hook. Larry stays on his feet, showing tremendous heart. Nail with a left hook. Holmes is getting set up for the right hand. Here it comes, the left will come inside. There's the left, there's the right. Larry's ready to go again. He's hit with the left hand. 17 seconds. He may be able to get by the round now. He should be hanging on. Nail with the right hand, the left hand. He's gonna hang on, or they'll stop the fight. Down he goes. Larry's hurt. It's all over. He is knocked out. He didn't even bother the count. It was a vicious right hand. It came like a bolt. We looked for it, and Larry got hurt.
Tyson had gotten his revenge, and he would go on to say that knocking out Holmes was one of the greatest moments of his life. Listen to what he said in a recent interview years later about his respect for Ali.
There's no way other fighters can match him. He'll die for this shit. He'll die. I'm not gonna die for this.
Mike, you're such a good dude.
That's real talk. Ali's a savage. He's an animal. He's a different breed of person. He's not like us.